Where the freak is the Cobra content, dude? Now listen, guys, we're gonna get to that right now, but I just want to give a huge shout out to each and every single one of you, because each and every one of you are absolutely amazing. Thank you for the 2,000 subs to the channel. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep doing the content thing, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep this rolling, man. Let's not forget real quickly, we are in the winter season, and then, you know, it tends to get slower in the winter season, but I got like another video or two with the Aspen, if I'm not mistaken. But then afterwards, Cobra content is coming, man. And yeah, just enjoy the video. Peace. So we have reached glory when it comes to the beautiful Connecticut weather. So that means it's cold. You hear the leaf blowers as per usual. I mean, this Connecticut, man. You know, anyway, but right now what we're doing is we're working on the 1980 Dodge Aspen, and I just, you know, about to change some oil. But I gotta talk to you guys about the Mustang. So let me just do some oil real quick. Oh, fantastic. We got our oil. Yeah, I can't even fit on there, dog. Shout out the race ramps. You know, race ramps are like indestructible. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Whoops, whoops. Here we go. Oil, you know, aceite, you know what I'm saying? Using the race ramps. If only they paid me. Comments always saying, he's reaching. Shut the f up, bro. So the funny part to everything is pretty much that, you know, as I'm changing this oil here, I've mentioned numerous times with the Mustang that, or maybe I've mentioned a couple times that we're entering like a new era with it. Well, something that's I find very interesting is just that it's been legitimately a freaking year, dude. Like, it's been pretty much a year, and I've done very minimal to it, and you can only imagine why. But if you're a guy that said money, to be honest with you, the money's, you know, it can be problematic. It's not the main issue, though. You know what I mean? Not the main concern. You know, that's what debt is for. You go into debt when it comes to money. But the real killer of the whole thing of me trying to actually get, you know, things done and get the car done and whatnot, I got pieces that I ended up buying recently that are gonna benefit the car. But the main antagonist to the whole thing is gonna have to be time. Time is a real killer. And it's a terrible thing. It truly is terrible. And pretty much it's like I'm in a bind with the whole trying to find the amount of time that I would like to be able to do everything possible with this car, with the Mustang, with the other cars we got going on at the moment, because we got things like a Volare, you know, we got the 77 Mercury Cougar. That's got to get things done to it. Like, everything needs something done to it. So it gets difficult, you know, when you don't have the time. It just gets difficult. What was I talking about? I mentioned time. So yeah, time's the main antagonist as far as that goes. Oh, but luckily for me, you know, I do have parts on the Mustang. I got parts that I did, you know, end up buying. The parts came in, and a leaf blower is really annoying me because I can't even hear myself think. But yeah, we got parts for, you know, the Mustang. Ended up getting another set of mufflers, so there's that. You know, at some point we're gonna be taking the Outlaws off of the car, and only because I truly just miss having dual pipes in the back of the car, and I don't feel like anything's welded. I just want things to bolt on and marry, just marry nicely, dude. Is that too hard to ask? But we have that going on as far as that, which actually I might end up showing you guys, you know, within this video. So that's gonna be nice. But something else we have to do with the car is ball joints. And you know how ball joints can be, guys. Ball joints are just, you know, not everyone's friend when it comes down to it. Wow, this thing was, last oil change was on January or November. Nice. But knowing that we have the ball joints that we have to end up dealing with, it means we need a ball joint press. So fantastic, you know, it's more work. I gotta pretty much take apart every single thing that I ended up doing for the springs, back out the car just to get to the ball joints. And guess what? It takes time. So time, man, it sucks. Time. Oh my god, I'm getting it everywhere. Something to do as well is actually a couple more things. We technically have where am I here? Hold on. We have the taillights that gotta get done because the bulbs are absolutely garbage. So we got some LEDs that we want to get for that. Something a little simple, make the car look a little more nice and whatnot. And I kind of want to change the rear end a little bit since I'm putting tailpipes. I figure let's take the spoiler out, you know. I just want to make it look somewhat different. Okay, what are we doing here? Something like that. Little 1, 2. That's about 11 foot-pounds with my hand. Great, but we have that with the taillights. And what else do we got? We have, I can't even think. Oh, you know that little isolator that goes for like the axle when you put lowering springs? I never put that on in that video. So there's actually something I want to talk about, and that's going to be a whole separate video, but we'll talk about it quickly. So I pretty much have a theory that the bumper for that isolator, bumper, whatever, you know, the little piece that makes it so the axle doesn't slam on the body of the car, I got a theory that that bumper, because the original one is what's on there, it's allowing the car not to flex, but kind of have a weird angle when it's lowered. So it's not settling directly onto the springs like I need it to do. And because of that, I mean, there's no problems with the car. Everything's perfectly fine, but I'm just pretty sure that the lowering springs I put on are not being seated right, and I need it to seat right. You see what I'm saying? So that's got to get worked on at some point, which possibly is going to be the next video on the Mustang. Wow, the sun's out. But yeah, so with that, you can only imagine, you know, all this stuff, it just takes time to end up needing to do. And I have like a set plan. I have things to do with the cars. It's just, hold on, can we just admire this setup real quickly? Take a look at that right now, dude. Wow. Beauty at its finest. All cars from the 70s too. Just all from the 70s. Or, okay, technically I have to lie. That's an 80, that's a 77, and that's a 77. So, yeah, same time frame, generation, sure. But yeah, there is a plan in place, and with that plan being put to place, I just have to do it. I just got to get these done. It's pretty much, there's no other way to put it out to you guys like that, but just to get it done. And speaking of this car, man, let me bring it out real quick, and I want to show you guys the exhaust setup that I plan to do, and we're gonna see if it works, you know. So let's bring out the Cobra. Damn, so here we got the Cobra, man. Oh my goodness, this thing is filthy. Terrible, absolutely terrible. But it's all within good reason, you know. I've just been busy, Aspen, all this kind of stuff. But let's show us what we got for this whole exhaust ordeal. Look, and I'll be completely honest, my English is not good right now, as you can tell. I don't know if I said for us, on us, I have no idea, man. Just exhaust, you know what I mean? Okay, we got a load of part pays, dog. We're gonna get this out of here. So yeah, let's see if this stuff actually works. Okay, so the GoPro kind of just shut the, holy light, my goodness, wow. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna, oh my God, come on, son. I need you, but damn. So the GoPro pretty much the bed. But you know, I'm actually really stoked because I just kind of put these together and I'm gonna show you guys, but just, this is the exhaust that we're gonna be going with. And we have 3 different pieces from 3 different companies. Check this out. So the tailpipes on this particular system that I'm pretty much creating, tailpipes are coming from Classic Industries. I'll try to get the part numbers to this as much as I can, but it's been some time since I looked this up, so I'll do my research, no worries. But tailpipes are Classic Industries, and they're supposedly able to mate actually with the Flowmaster Super 44s. I got the mid pipe to the beginning of the catback piping, 2.5 inch. Mind you, this is all 2.5 inch, so I just kind of went off a limb because everything here is supposed to marry to 2.5. But I got these particular pipings over at CJ Pony Parts, so that's another separate purchase. Now we got the bread and butter, which is the mufflers, and let me tell you something. So I didn't go with your traditional Flowmaster or Corsa or even MagnaFlow mufflers. And as I show you guys the part number, you can see the company. I chose to go with Gibson mufflers, or Gibson Performance Exhaust. And main reason for this purchase was to strictly be completely different as opposed to everybody else who has an SN95 Mustang, you know? Anyone in the world can get your SLPs, your Borla attacks, but I wanted something different, something with a little bit of taste that no one really has. But with that, I'm going with the Gibson muffler, and let me just say, we're pretty much, although we don't have a chamber, take a look at that. That is going directly straight through. So we're gonna have a nice loud exhaust still on hand with this Cobra. But look, now the question on hand is, does this stuff marry? Can this all go together? And I already established that particular answer. And just little extra bits and pieces. We got some more exhaust clamps to be able to put it all together in the car. And as well, another type of a clamp. Since I don't have a welder or anything, you know, we need a hanger to put it on. So we got another clamp with that particular kind of hanger that'll go somewhere along the lines of here. So we're set. But does this marry? Does it go together? You bet your ass it does. Check it out. we got our marks here. There she is. A little bit of force, but guys, are you kidding me? Here we have our future setup for the Cobra, and I am freaking so ecstatic right now. I'm super happy that this actually worked. Like, I didn't think it would work. I really didn't, you know. Not that I didn't have faith, but one can only imagine that this is a real pain in the rear, you know, because technically I don't have all the schematics, I don't have welding, so I had to make sure that all the sizing was on point. And one thing that I am pretty sure of, so when it comes to the muffler, as far as how, you know, how long the muffler is, I'm pretty sure we got the right size because it's 14 inches from end to end, and the Flowmaster 44s or even the Flowmaster 40s are, I believe, are the same 14-inch kind of length. So we should be good all around. But that's the exhaust, and I'm super happy for that. And guys, yo, do yourself the favor. Do me, no, not yourself. I'm sorry. Do me the favor. Leave a like on the video, man. And if you want to see this coming up, hit the sub button, bro. Come on. And I touch base on something as far as that, you know, bumper I was talking about. It's this pretty little guy right here, you know. Pretty little guy. Whoa. But it's this bumper right here that pretty much goes, I believe, directly on the body of the car. And then from there, it's supposed to, you know, help the fact of the axle to hit the body. So, you know, it's like an isolation, you know, a bumper. And that's what I need. And that's why I'm pretty sure when it comes to the springs, me, you know, installing them on the car, that's why I still have a pretty decent gap here and as well on the opposite side. And that's, I think, pretty much because of that bumper. You know, that one is pretty small compared to the original, which is about that big. And I did mention it already, but I want to reface the rear end. Now that I know for a fact I'm going to have tailpipes on this thing, we want to, you know, get some LEDs as far as the actual taillight bulbs. We want to get another third brake light that's completely blacked out so that it can match the appearance of the rear of the car. I truly would love to get the 281 spoiler for the car, you know, the Celine style spoiler. But at the same token, I'm thinking of just removing the spoiler entirely. I don't know. I just want to save a little bit of money. That's what debt is for. But as far as the Cobra goes, man, this is not going anywhere. This is like my staple currently for the channel. So this car is going absolutely nowhere. It's just staying in my possession, man. Oh my goodness, the neglection. Do you see this dirt? Oh my God. Terrible, man. Oh my, that right there. Oh my God. Now that I'm just looking at, you know, this front end, dude, this is stock headlights. It's a Cobra. It's supposed to have Cobra headlights. Oh my. What are you doing, Chris? Ooh. Whoa. But all that being said, if you guys found this video enjoyable in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. And if you want more, I can't even speak. What am I saying? How do I do this outro? But all that being said, if you guys found this video enjoyable in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. And don't forget, for your boy, be sure to join the clique by simply smashing the subscribe button, and as well as ring the notification bell, man. Until then, it's my boy Chris Rod, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one.
Pero no la maltrate, no es simplemente una mata. Préndele, do cacha y sube.